Let's talk some football. Now, what is positional play? Positional play is a football philosophy focused on creating and exploiting space by ensuring players occupy specific zones and maintain a team structure to create numerical or positional advantages. Positional rotations ensure that if one player moves, a teammate moves to cover their position to maintain shape. Example number 1. Example number 2. Example number 3. Example number 4. Now, this channel is truly nothing without every single one of you guys. And I love it when you guys engage in the comments. And I love it when you guys share your opinions with me or things that caught your eye. And I'm truly like the biggest dickhead because I never get the chance to reply back to every single one of you guys showing me love, sharing your opinions with me because I lose track. Like, I'm human. I lose track. I upload so much about so many different teams. But sometimes I sit down and I go through the comments and I come across some amazing comments. Yesterday night, I came across a comment by Sam Rossi. And this video is dedicated to Sam Rossi. His comment was, I noticed this entire season something strange in Allegri's tactics. Every game on the counter, there'll be a centre-back in a number 9's position. Today, both Gabbia and Pavlovic, and the same in previous games this year. I wonder what the instructions are. Let's get into it. Now, at the beginning of the video, we discussed what positional play is. Now, in summary, what is positional play? Positional play is when players chop and change positions on the field to maintain team structure, but at the same time to aid them by getting that numerical advantage. For example, if a centre-back goes forward, somebody still needs to occupy the space that this centre-back leaves behind. If a midfielder was to go into the centre-back's place, somebody needs to occupy the space that the midfielder leaves behind. So basically, players get to now play in a variety of different positions with a variety of different roles, and only the best of teams can do this to a very high level. Now, let's look at a few of these examples. First one, Atalanta. Pavlovic, he wins the ball. Milan go on the counter. 10 seconds later, Pavlovic is in Atalanta's own half. Leao is in Atalanta's own half. Jimenez is there. If you didn't know who Pavlovic is, you'd probably think he was an attacker. Now let's look at the second example. Once again, Pavlovic, he receives the ball. But look at him. He's going forward. He's ready to make that run forwards because Modric has now gone and sat in his position on the left-hand side of the back 3. But now somebody needs to occupy Modric's position. Richie is there to the right of Modric in the center. Number 3, Gabbia. This time, Pavlovic didn't go. Pavlovic stayed on the left side of the 3. You could see him. Modric went into the center. Guess who's ahead? Gabbia. This time, Gabbia went forwards. Example number 4. Pavlovic and Luka Modric in Fiorentina's own half. Look at how close Luka Modric is to Pavlovic because he knows Pavlovic is about to go, so I need to be close to him to occupy the space that he leaves behind. 10 seconds later, look where Luka Modric is. Hardly moved. Look where Pavlovic is. Pavlovic is in the box. He's ready to receive the ball in a striker's position. Look at him. He's open. He's got his hand up. Give me the ball, hermano. Let's look at another example. Pavlovic in his own half, starting an attack. 10 seconds later, look where he is. He's in the box. He's ready for the long ball. Now let's look at the goal yesterday against Roma. Milan, they regain possession. Richie into Salamakers. Salamakers carries it forwards. They exploited the high press. Salamakers into Leao. Now let's just say hypothetically, Pavlovic done what a normal defender does, which is he just stays in his own half, ready to defend. Leao carrying the ball forwards will only have one of two options. Either he tries to shoot himself or he tries to pass to Nkunku. There were already, 2-3 Roma defenders in the box. So Nkunku is outnumbered. Now, what did we say at the beginning of the video? When elements of positional play and positional rotation happen, it's to give you that numerical superiority, whether it's in midfield, whether it's in the first phase, in the third phase. When Leao goes bombing forward and he looks up, he knows, I don't just have Nkunku, I also have Pavlovic. And as a defender, you're more than happy to worry about one attacker or about one player. You don't want to worry about 2. You don't want to worry about 3. You don't want to worry about 4. In this case, it was a counter-attack. Pavlovic being in the box was amazing. And it's an amazing finish. But at the same time, like if you go back and rewatch that goal, this dude sprinted 100 yards. A football field is 110 yards. Milan regained possession when he was like in and around the 12-yard box. This dude sprinted 100 yards to put the ball into the back of the net. Do you know how ludicrous that is? Like, that is one of those goals where a lot of people might look at it and just say, hey, like, they caught them on the transition, they caught the high press, they exploited it, counter-attacking. This was a goal of like sheer fight, sheer grinta, like a player that wants it more than anybody else. Which centre back? Tell me a centre back that sprints 100 yards. And you know what it is? When it comes to Milan, Modric, Pavlovic, it's no surprise, one, those two players really get along. Like, have you realized when Pavlovic scores or when Modric scores, how they both celebrate with one another? But these two are actually getting the best out of one another. Why? Modric has been the regista of this team. Like, when he got signed, I actually thought he might play a bit more advanced. I thought he might be a bit more box to box, but let's be honest with one another. Modric is a 40-year-old. Like, I don't think he has the legs to bomb forward and then run backwards. Something that Fofana can do. Something that Richie can do. He can't do it. He's a 40-year-old. He just wants to play deep, get on the ball and dictate. But if that is the case, and now you've got 3 centre-backs behind him, you've now automatically, remember this guys, you've now automatically got yourself 5 players in your own half. You've got Mike Maignan, you've got the 3 centre-backs, and you've got Luka Modric. Why do you need 5 in your own half? Like, that's very pragmatic. But what if you now say, listen, Modric is going to sit. So we're automatically going to have 3 defenders. We're automatically going to have 3 bodies in our own half. One of you centre-backs, bomb forward. Go get involved. And I think this is where Allegri looks at Pavlovic and he says, listen, great at carrying the ball. Full of confidence, I must say. He is definitely full of confidence, Pavlovic. Great ball carrier. Good passer. Good at bombing into the box. Good finish. Good leap. Good header. Good movement. So why don't I use him in both ends of the field? Use him as a defender, but also use him as an attacker. Because now when the cross comes into the box, it's not just aimed at Nkunku and it's 3v1. It's not just aimed at Santi Jimenez 3v1. No, Pavlovic, go and join the mix. And you know how crazy it is that Pavlovic is already on what? 2 goals, 1 assist so far this season in the Serie A. He could easily be on about 4. This is positional play. Now, I'm not going to turn around and tell you guys positional play is happening all over the field. I think it's ludicrous to expect that for somebody like Allegri that walked in the summer and he's only been the Milan coach in 3 months. Like, positional play is actually something that's so difficult to teach. Like, who's, in my opinion, the best coach when it comes to positional play? Probably somebody like Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola at Manchester City, it probably took him 2 years to get his team to be able to chop and change, where every single player is playing in a variety of different roles. And that's when the football begins to look good. That's when it begins to look fluid. With Milan, in my opinion, I think the main part where you see some elements of positional play is Pavlovic and is Modric, yeah? And at the moment, it's paying dividends. At the moment, it's getting a lot out of Modric. It's getting a lot out of somebody like Pavlovic. Like, even if you were now just to look at Pavlovic's numbers, when it comes to his progressive carries per 90 throughout the Serie A, 2.45. Now, that's in the 99th percentile. That is impressive. Like, that's up there with some of the best defenders in the world, especially in Europe's top 5 leagues. When it comes to carries, into the final third, we're talking like the 12, 18, 25, like where it's most dangerous. He averages 1.52 per game. So let's just say he guarantees you 1. On some games, he gets you 2. That's still very impressive for a centre-back, because this is what you expect from your midfielders. This is what you expect from your attackers. But now, the opposition have to worry about your attackers carrying the ball into the final third. Your midfielders carrying the ball on the final third. But you know what? Let's add a bit of spice to that. A centre-back carrying the ball into the final third. That's impressive. Then you look at carries into the penalty area. Brother, 0.07. Yes, it doesn't sound like much, but for a centre-back, you know the majority of centre-backs in Europe, their numbers are like 0.0, 0.01. He's ranked in the top 20 for carries into the opposition box. 0.07, trust me, it's nothing in comparison to midfielders and attackers. This dude is a centre-back. He's on the pitch to defend. Then you look at passes received, brother. That means passes received is where he's in a dangerous area to receive the ball. His numbers are ludicrous. Like, he's genuinely probably the most entertaining figure, in my opinion, at Milan. Because whenever I watch him, I never know what to expect. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that can be his biggest weakness because he's so erratic. But sometimes that erraticness is what wins Milan games. It's what troubles the opposition. And I'm going to be completely honest. Listen, I've got videos out there. Milan's first game against Cremonese, I said him and Fofana should not be starters, okay? I still stand by it, by Timberland boot Fofana, okay? Pavlovic this season, listen, guys, I'm a fair guy. I'm very fair. I just like to talk about the game of football. He's really impressed me a lot. I still think defensively you can get the beating of him because he's erratic. He loves to lunge in. But I think when it comes to playing out of the back, when it comes to chipping in the final third, I think when it comes to just giving you 100%, committed to the cause, dying for the badge, I think he's been amazing this season. Like, I genuinely feel like on that left-hand side of the three, where Allegri, you could see, like, I have all the examples that I showed you guys. It wasn't like a variety. It wasn't like Gabbia and some, Tomori and some, De Vinter and some. No. There was like one or two Gabbia examples. The majority was Pavlovic. Pavlovic is better in the air than all of them. Pavlovic is a better ball carrier than all of them. Pavlovic just has more hunger to get himself a goal than all of them. So why don't you use that? Why don't you use that to your strengths? Why don't you use that to exploit the opposition and give you something that helps you stand out, like give you an edge over the opposition? The game against Roma, what was the edge? Pavlovic. Pavlovic made a 100-yard sprint to get into the box and put the ball into the back of the net. And that is exactly what Sam Rossi spotted. And then he sent it over to me, and I made sure to make my brother a video. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys on another one.